Hello, my children. It's a night for a scary tale. I'm going to tell you a tale about northwestern Pennsylvania. And this occurred during the Civil War. There was a giant battle there in which 20,000 soldiers lost their lives in the field, and everywhere that their blood ran, it sank into the ground. And within years, trees had grown there, covering up all of the murderous happenings, and it became a forest, and the town, after decades, forgot all about its bloody history. And then around 1955, an airliner crashed into the forest, and everywhere that the bodies landed and all of the blood that filled the soil, vines grew, weaved their way through the trees. Then, right around 2000, there was a flood, and the flood drove the bodies of 25 villagers down the river through the forest, and everywhere their blood went, the banks of the river became mossy. Well, that was tragic enough. But then, in about 2012, a woman moved to the town. She was newly widowed, and she cried herself to sleep. Every night she was always weeping. She moved to the town thinking, what a lovely, charming place. This is a good beginning for me. I'm away from the city. This is lovely. And it seemed so idyllic. She bought a beautiful cottage, and she got herself all comfy there. But one day when she was in the hardware store looking for some new knobs for her beautiful cabinets, she saw a bulletin board, and she stopped and studied it. And there was a really ugly truth about the village. Out of 150 citizens, there were only 65 remaining, because the rest of them were on that board, a board of missing people. It began with Jimmy Smith, and Jimmy Smith went missing. Everybody said, oh, surely some crazy pedophile from the city must have taken poor Jimmy. Or maybe Jimmy froze in the woods. They had excuses for every single citizen who had gone missing. Oh, what about Kathleen Turner? Kathleen Turner, the 14-year-old, she was quite pretty. Perhaps some man online had lured her away. The town did not want to deal with the fact they were terrified of the forest, and they were terrified of the curse that the forest kept claiming more and more of its citizens. And the widow, having absolutely nothing to lose, having lost the love of her life, decided, I'm going to enter those woods and figure out what's going on. So she entered the woods right at twilight in this beautiful thicket. It was gorgeous in its tortured agony, and the villagers all called it the thicket because it was too thick to get through. But she cut her way through the vines, and she pushed and pushed. And below the vines she found the bones of people, and below the trees she found more bones, and she found skulls among the toadstools, and among the field of flowers there were even more bones. And as she moved along and got closer to the river where there were even more bones floating in the water, all of a sudden, the roots of a tree grabbed her ankles and pulled at her, and the tree bent over, and the bare limbs stabbed at her fragile flesh until she bled, and everywhere her blood ran, a weeping willow tree grew.